Okay, what if I told you that you can bedazzle your laser projects without making a big mess with glue, and it is so simple. All right, in this video, I'm gonna walk you through exactly how to do that from start to finish, and it's so easy, you're gonna love it. Lately, I've been designing a ton of single line SVG files for my laser. If you don't know what a single line file is, these are designs made with one continuous path line so your laser can score it instead of cut. And spoiler, they take like 2 seconds to cut because it's just a super quick score on your laser. So in the middle of all of this designing, of course, my daughter, who is 8, wanted a craft and wanted something to do. So of course, I was testing all the files that I was making as I was designing them. And I thought, why don't we just take one of these files and add a ton of glue on it, and she can bedazzle them using her little bedazzling set. So we started off by putting glue on the pieces, and it was a giant mess. If you are a parent and you know what ends up when you have projects with white glue, it is a disaster, and it's really more cleanup than actual fun for the parent. So in the middle of all of this, as you know, she was kind of fighting the glue and it was smearing all over the place, she said,
"Mom, I wish I could just stick these diamonds with tape."
and I said, wait, I think you can. Of course, my laser creative brain started thinking, that's genius. Let's do that. So I'm going to show you exactly how we were able to take a single line file and turn it into such a pretty bedazzle project with literally no effort at all. So let's jump right into it. Okay, to start this project, there are a few things that you absolutely need. So you are going to need a file that has single lines drawn on it. So these are files from my Mini Makers Club, and they're basically cut files with single line art on them. And so you're going to want something like this to use. And so before you cut it, where I'm going to talk to you guys about how to actually prep the file, but this is ultimately what it's going to look like. So you're going to need some designs like this. You are also going to need a bedazzle set. As a mom of girls, I have so many random colors and all the things, but usually these sets will come with tweezers, which you're really going to want to use because then you can pick up each little diamond, and it is so much easier than using your fingernails. So you are going to want a set, and we have so many different colors, but like this is one with just kind of like all the silvers. This is one with just multicolors. And then of course we have our pinks. So I will link these below so you can see them. So you are going to need some kind of bedazzling rhinestones. And then this is the kicker. You're going to need to use adhesives. So we've all made projects where we've applied Dual-Tite or 3M on the back of the material so that we can stick it to whatever we're layering. But we're going to do something different. So with this project, you're going to either want to use, you're probably going to want to use Dual-Tite rather than 3M. I think that Dual-Tite is a little bit more inexpensive, and for a project like this, it is just so much it's a little more forgiving. So like when you stick it, you have some time to like pull it off if it's kind of in the wrong spot. So Dual-Tite comes in 2 different ways. You can buy it in this gigantic roll, or you can buy it in a sheet like this. Before we send the design to our laser, I am going to prep the material. And by doing that, I mean I'm going to apply the adhesive to the front side of my material. Okay, I'm not putting it on the back of my material. I am putting it on the front finished side of the material. So whatever material you're using, you're going to put the Dual-Tite on the part that is facing forward, okay? I know that's a little strange because like typically we put it on the back so that we can stick it. And that was kind of something that I was like, that's interesting, but it works so good. Okay, so I'm going to get this applied, and I'll pop this in my laser and show you what it looks like. Now, typically when I apply Dual-Tite, I will just put it on the entire sheet. You can do that. You don't have to do that, but let's go ahead and pop this entire thing on this sheet. Okay, now you can see that all you got to do is peel this off. Now, what I have learned is do not peel the whole thing off at once. Start with just a little bit right here and set it in place there. Give it a nice press. And if you want, you can use something like this to press it down with. And so I'm just kind of giving this a nice snug press. And then it's just as simple as running this through with your hand underneath right here like this and pulling this as you press like this. And so that will help with the bubbles and all of, you know, the funky creases that you're going to get as you do this. So do this slowly, just kind of take your time. Okay. All right. And so here we go. And so then you can run in and push. You can go back over and push through some of those air bubbles. And this is good to go. Oh my gosh. All right. So this is ready to put in the laser, just like this. And you can cut off the excess if you want. I'm going to go ahead and do that before I put this in my laser. So now before you put this in your laser, make sure that you put this with the adhesive facing up, okay? Not like this, but the adhesive facing up because you're going to cut the front part of your design here, okay? So let's go ahead and put this in the laser and I'll show you what to do next. Okay, this is done, and let's pull this out, and this has the adhesive on it. So let's take this back and I'll show you how to bedazzle. Okay, so this is cut out, and you can see that it looks different from these because this still has the adhesive on it. So here is one that my daughter started with her name on it. And so what I absolutely love about doing it this way is you can go and peel this outside layer, this outside piece right here, and then you can start doing one section at a time, just like how you would with doing like those diamond painting activities. And so here you can do one section at a time, which I love. So she actually started doing her name. And let me tell you, this keeps kids busy forever. Like she was doing this for such a long time and I loved it. So let's just go through and do this one. I'm going to use the pink because why not? And so we're just going to let's do like these hot pink ones. And what I like about this is that it comes in like different sizes. So you can play around with this. Okay. And see, I love that like if you drop anything, it's not going to get stuck all over it because you can do it in sections. So good. Okay, so let's get this done and I will show you what it will look like when it is all done. Okay, and there you have it. Look at how adorable that looks. So here's a little small version. Here is a much larger one that took a really long time actually. And I love these so much because these are great for like a fun kids kind of boring afternoon, and they can kind of follow the lines and add the rhinestones kind of depending on each design. And so there are so many different ways to do this. I love it so much. If you want to try this yourself, I have a whole library of single line files in our Mini Makers Club. It's literally $5 a month. Each month you get 2 sets of single line files, and each set has 5 or 6 different designs in them that you can cut and you can apply this kind of technique to, or you can cut, package, and sell at your craft shows. So it's a super fun way to get a brand new design every single month. All right, and if you make one of these, please comment below and let me know. I would absolutely love to see it. You can also tag me at Just One More Project on Instagram. All right, I hope that you enjoyed this, and I'll see you next time.